all the recent attention about bergamot? Is it actually becoming a contender with statins, the #1 big pharma moneymaker of the past? Could it actually be better? Well, we do know that it's bitter. Pardon the pun. It comes from a plant called the bitter orange. But we'll talk about all this in just a minute. First of all, let's talk about what it is. It's the oil from a plant called Citrus bergamia. That's part of the mint family. They're called essential oils, bergamot oil. They come from things called flavanoids. We'll talk about those in just a minute. Here's where one of the big problems is. 100 oranges only yields 3 ounces of oil. So there's been a lot of problem with adulteration in the past with other types of oil. So the guys in Calabria, Italy, the capital of production, and it's the symbol of Calabria. Those guys said, look, we've got to do some things to tighten up our quality control. Calabria ring any bells for you? It's the home place for Walter Longo and a blue zone with a lot of centurions. Is it because of the bergamot oil? I don't know. It has been used for centuries, though. It's been part of Ayurvedic and other types of medicine in terms of several different things, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. What's the most common use for it? Why do most people remember bergamot? It's part of Earl Grey tea. It's what creates that distinctive bitter taste. Again, where does that taste come from? Chemicals called flavonoids. Those are also the active ingredients that have some of the health, that create the health impact of bergamot. For example, statin effects. You've heard of hydroxymethyl-glutaryl-CoA? Probably not. HMG-CoA? Probably not, but you've heard of statins, and that's actually how statins work to decrease LDL. They inhibit the enzyme that makes cholesterol in the liver. And for those of you who are interested in that pathway, it's right over here. Bergamot also is known for having some other effects as well. Antidepressant effects, antimicrobial effects, and antioxidant effects. Here's one of the academic articles about how it inhibits the HMG-CoA enzyme, the enzyme that makes LDL. Before I go on, I just have to say, those of you that watch my channel know that I don't worry too much about LDL in and of itself. I worry more about inflammation. So as I continue to watch the development of this story, just be aware that that's going on in the back of my mind. Other activities or anti-inflammatory, antioxidant effects of bergamot juice in an experimental model of this one on inflammatory bowel disease. Now, just like many other things that do have a positive impact in the wrong places, the wrong time, can have a very negative impact too. This is bullous toxicity. Bullous means big blisters. And here, you might be able to see this a little bit better if I expand it some. That's happened with people that were working with bergamot. It got on their skin, and for some people, getting bergamot on your skin and being exposed to sunlight can cause this. There are actually even reports of death among young children who got too much bergamot. I reported on that in my first bergamot video a couple of years ago, and I'm still a little bit puzzled how kids could actually drink that much because it tastes so strong. Anyway, here's some of that recent research where they're talking about reducing the markers for cardiovascular disease. Now, are they focusing mostly on LDL? Yes, they are. Is it going to be shown to be a cardiovascular anti-inflammatory thing? I think it's too early to tell, but I'm looking, and there's some types of bergamot out there. One of them that's got a lot of press is Bergamet. I've got a friend who's got connections there at Bergamet, and I'm doing some due diligence on this product. If we can find that it does make sense, we'll see if we can offer it. Thank you very much for your interest.
Because there's a combination of lay people and medical professionals in the audience, dentists and some PhD folks and some other, maybe even a doctor or two. And I think what's beneficial for the layperson is we've watched all these videos, maybe like I did over the last year, and you have these dots of information. And when you come here, it helps you connect all those dots together, and it gives you a better depth of knowledge.